everybody, and welcome to another episode of First and Last. I am Josh, and with me this week I have Joe.
Hey, man.
And I have Jimmy.
Hello.
Awesome.
Guys. Did you ever just go by like Jay, where you like...
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, like this is Jay here.
No, I've never done that.
I've been a J.
Jay.
But also, too, like my family, like I was like JC.
Oh, sure. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The one and only.
Superstar. From now on, from this episode, I'm going to call Joe Jesus Christ. Or Jay, depending on how
Try to follow along.
Josh will always also be Jay.
I don't like that. I don't like that as...
I'll answer to Jay if you want. But that's up to you.
If you call me Jay during this episode, we're going to have dead air.
No one's going to respond.
No one respond. No one give this to Jimmy. Well, First and Last. It's a show where we watch the first episode of a TV show and the last episode of a TV show, and we talk about it, and we do predictions, and we share our feelings and stories.
Laugh and laugh.
And we laugh and laugh.
Sometimes we laugh. A lot of times there's no laughing.
Until we cry.
It's just reading facts with no laughter.
As monotone as possible.
It's like reading an encyclopedia.
Stay tuned for our essay on acting and its effects on the heart.
Cool.
It's like a James Beard.
Welcome to the essay. Try to do my like soothing radio voice or something.
It's like your late night public radio.
Hello, I want to speak to you about
I
erectile
I
dysfunction.
want to speak to you about something. You know.
I would like to. Joe, what show are we doing today?
So,
you didn't tell us.
Do you guys read the
Yeah.
Ringer, theringer.com?
Excuse me?
There's a website called theringer.com.
Do I read it? It's publications?
It's a publication, yeah.
Um,
They mostly have a lot of podcasts, but they also have a website where they write articles and lists and shit.
I'm aware of the website,
Mm-hmm.
and I do not dabble in it.
Okay, so this week, don't look it up.
What? No, I'm not looking up.
Okay. This week, they came out with a list of the 100 best episodes of TV of the century.
Ooh.
With the rules being that they're only picking one episode per TV show just so they can have, so it's not like 10 episodes of Breaking Bad and Mad Men are like the top 10, you know what I mean? Just to give more variety. So yeah, of the century, so a lot of the comments I've seen have been like
from like 1918 to 2018, or are we what's
no, like 2000 and on.
Okay, great.
So yeah, like a lot of comments I've seen have been like, where's Frasier? Like, where's Seinfeld? It's like, of the century, my man. 2000s.
Well, those
It's a weird.
shows went into the 2000s, didn't they? Frasier did.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a weird like title when you've only are 18
So
years
you're
into.
telling me you're about to read a list in the 2000s that Frasier is not on.
Yeah, so I guess it's only shows
Not
that
interested.
started.
New show.
Shows that started from the 2000s on. So
Okay, that
excludes
makes
a lot of
Okay,
things.
got it.
All right, what are you getting at?
So what I'm getting at is, so the first comment is like a lot of people have like without reading the articles like where the fuck are these shows, and it's like those aren't included. But the second comment that I've seen a lot is that they like surprisingly give a lot of reverence to a genre of TV that is often overlooked and has been overlooked by this podcast, which is reality TV.
Oof.
So I was perusing the list and
I don't know.
picked
that
a
it's been
show.
overlooked. I think it's been glanced at and
Yeah.
then just walked away from.
If I was gonna pick a reality show and a season of a reality show for us to watch, and unfortunately I know it wouldn't be in this list because the one I would pick was Real World Seattle, which I believe was 1995.
So this show that I picked, its best episode, which is the pilot,
Okay.
and the pilot is titled A New Family, just to give you a clue. That came in at number 14 in the best episodes of the century. So it's
What?
up there. Yeah.
Best episodes of TV in this century, or
Yes.
reality TV?
Of TV.
Jimmy
And
cannot wrap his head around this right now.
there was also like one of the editors wrote up like
Is
a
it
side
Cash
list.
Cab?
Episode 14 of Cash Cab. No, one of the writers wrote up a side list of just his favorite pilots and just like a top 10 list. And number 1 was the OC. Number 2 was this show.
First and
First
last?
and last a TV podcast.
He loves.
I'm
Yeah,
glad that we both went there.
he loves the Frasier episode of First and Last. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
do
we
too.
all
I do too. I think it's a great one.
So before I reveal it, I wanted to give a little bit from the write-up about it. It was saying that there's basically two camps of reality TV shows. One where they just like put a bunch of strangers in a house together and let them fight, and another one where they like specifically look at a subculture. And they were saying that this one falls kind of in between that. I'm replacing the name of the show in this write-up with this show. So it says, this show was revolutionary because it had roots in both these versions, but also inverted them. It rounded up a group of strangers that belonged to a small but potent subculture, required 8 like-minded young people to live in a semi-secluded house, and allowed conflict to ensue. Instead of assuming the magnetic force of difference would lead to feuds, Sally Ann Salzano's opus was predicated upon the assumption that a subculture itself was enough to engage a broad audience. There was conflict, yes, but this show was at its best when the cast indulged in quotidian activities. Quotidian, I had to look up. That means just like everyday stuff. Early reality TV was built on conflicts that came from heterogeneity. This show ushered in a new era, which Bravo turned into an industry based on the entertainment value of hyperconformity without a modicum of self-awareness.
Our hint is Bravo, and it.
Well, it's not a
Does
Bravo
not help
show.
me.
It just
Oh, it's not. Damn
it
it.
kind of launched all those shows where you're just looking at a
Oh.
subculture from the outside.
For knowing you for a
Big
second,
Brother.
I thought Tough Enough, the like wrestling reality show where
Yeah.
they try to like become a wrestler.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it's from both worlds where it takes 8 strangers, but it's looking at a very specific subculture, and it ran 6 seasons.
So do you?
So we're doing the literal
6
first and
seasons.
last, the first and like the last of the series.
So do you know? Was it, in your opinion on this show, was it kind of a competition show, or was it?
No,
just
no
like
voting.
a.
Everyone off the
it was
island.
8 strangers who are of a specific personality, and the show's based around these people being crazy and like us just getting to watch and not participate.
Is Flava Flav involved at all?
No.
There's the one where the one guy says he's on a reality show, but then everybody else is an actor around him, and then they are weird to him. But I don't remember what that show's called. I think that happened in the 2000s. I like
A New
legitimately.
Family.
I don't think I can. A New Family Begins.
The pilot is called A New Family.
A New Family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you think? Do we know this show? I mean,
Yeah,
first off, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, I figured
I'm sure
we
you
did.
guys know it. I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't-
Amazing Race.
there's no way that you guys followed this show enough to watch the first and last. So
It's not
like-
Amazing Race because Amazing Race is on like season 25.
That's my problem. Is I'm thinking right now of shows that are definitely like Survivor. Isn't Survivor still on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of shows on the Discovery Channel where people are just naked and doing things.
Mm-hmm.
You're like Naked and Afraid.
There was like a naked and Shark Week during Shark Week.
Yeah.
Was the like a
You know the like naked and whatever
Yeah.
it is. They're just naked around sharks. I guess I don't know.
I wouldn't want my dingle naked
Partake.
around a shark.
No.
I wouldn't want to
yeah.
dongle my dingle next to his chompers.
Hey man, people live like that for centuries.
That's just bait. That's how they fished.
It's just it's just a little tiny worm. That's how you catch it. That's how you catch fish. That's how you do it.
I got nothing. I got nothing for this.
I had a guess.
I
My
cannot-
guess was Tough Enough, but I don't think it is
No.
because I think that was
Because that's a
2000s.
competition show, and
Yeah.
like it's
Big Brother's room. Big Brother's house. Big Brother's new family.
Was Real World Road Rules Challenge made in 2000?
nah.
Because that could have been later, just because they had to
They started doing
establish the
competitions
2
later.
other shows.
The challenge.
Yeah. So, no, I don't know. I'm ready for you to spill your beans. Everybody else fucking knows what the show is. We might
This
as well
week
tell them.
we're doing the Jersey Shore,
Oh my god!
the number 2 best pilot of all time, and 14th best episode of TV of this century.
I never would have.
2 best pilot of all time.
Yeah.
I
It
never.
goes the OC and then this.
Crackheads
New family.
are
Who
making
wrote-
these lists?
What piece of shit wrote this article?
The good folks at the Ringer.
Sorry, at
How
the ringer.
old are these people?
They're like our age.
These are like 19-year-old kids.
No, they were 19 when this shit came out, and then that's why they thought it was dope. And then for some reason now they're 34 and they think it's still dope.
They're grizzled TV criticism
Hey.
vets.
I'm gonna go into this
All right.
loving the situation
Okay.
that you've put me in.
So I take it you guys are vaguely aware but haven't really seen the show. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Most of what I know about this show is from one episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they make fun of this.
Where they go to the Jersey Shore.
Go to the Jersey Shore, and then Danny DeVito's floating in the ocean with a whole ham that's soaked in rum that floats away, and he's screaming rum ham.
Rum ham.
And then his friend Mac is also in the tube with them, and they're just floating. They've drifted ashore because they fell asleep, and then Danny DeVito yells at him, "It should have been you," and he's trying to eat him.
I have one thing to say about what I think's happening in the first episode of the Jersey Shore.
Uh-huh.
I think they're in the hot tub within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, they just hit
Maybe
all
in the
of
credits.
Like I think they hit
opening.
all of the stereotypical points. Like in this first episode, like someone gets in a fight, someone has sex in a hot tub. Like
What's her name?
Snooki.
Snooki?
Snooki, yeah.
Snooki.
I did it all for the Snooki, right?
Is Snacky in this show?
Snooki and Snacky. Is that like a Scooby-Doo reference?
I know the situation, and I know Snooki.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
there's a JWoww.
oh yep, I've heard that before.
There's a
Would not have
guy,
come up with that.
Ronnie,
Ronnie,
Polly.
Ronald.
Shy Ronnie. No,
I don't know what that is.
that's a joke. There's one or
It's
two
a
people.
Lonely Island.
There's one or two people listening right now that went, "Heh." That's about it.
It was a Saturday Night Live.
There's one or two people listening right now. Period.
And hopefully both of them went, "Heh."
Maybe Rihanna listens to this.
No, she
That was
doesn't.
a Rihanna crossover.
Yep. So I'm going 5 minutes. I'm gonna extend it to 10 because they have to like someone has to stand somewhere and introduce the show, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a 42-minute episode,
40,
so that's gonna
40
happen.
42 minutes.
42 minutes of Jersey Shore.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, we're doing
They stretched
hour
this,
and a
and this
half.
went for 6 seasons.
Yeah. It was
What
a hit.
kind of content could they possibly?
forget about it. Is that Jersey?
I don't know.
I don't.
Matt,
We'll find out.
I
Well,
don't
we're all
know.
gonna have accents by the time we do
Wahlberg.
the second half of this podcast.
isn't Mark Wahlberg is he a Jersey guy?
You should have known. We should have known about this. We could order like pasta or something.
We should have.
That feels racist.
Pizzas.
Why
What?
is
What?
eating delicious food
They
racism?
love pasta in Jersey.
Yes.
What do
Oh.
you mean?
Never mind then. I guess I'm wrong. Every time I eat delicious
I
food,
feel like
call me a
seafood,
racist.
Like seafood.
This is getting out of hand.
All right. Well.
A lot of allegations are being thrown around about me right now. I don't like
so
it.
what year was this? Did the show start?
2000. It made the cut.
2000.
I don't know.
January 1st.
I want to say it was like 2006 or something,
That late, huh?
because I think the finale was 2013.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I was in college at some point when this best show of all time was made.
We know you went to college, Josh.
2009.
Wow.
2009 to 2013.
Well, no wonder I don't think I watched TV during those years,
Yeah, that's
which is why I'm
a lot of-
on this podcast.
We just do this podcast so we can watch TV. Really?
Just catching up.
No, I'm working tonight, babe. Yeah, I gotta watch TV. Isn't that what just America lies about and just watch TV?
It's just-
You just exposed America's lie.
This is
She knows.
This is America. Sacha Baron Cohen. That's the show now, right?
This is,
Has anyone got anything else about this show that they think is going to happen? I'm at the 10-minute. I'm going switching it 10 minutes. Hot tub.
I think it's in the rolling in the opening credits. I think there's hot tub.
Well, I mean, you just
The opening
jump
credits.
on my prediction. Get on my
I'm just
prediction
saying.
bandwagon.
Just saying.
I think one person cries at least.
Oh
Duh.
man, there's definitely physical violence.
Who does
most of them?
the situation punch somebody, or
say
someone punch the situation?
I'd say however many there are, the majority of them get into physical violence. More than 50%.
I think
If there ends up being like 6, is it like 3 and 3? 3 girls, 3 guys?
I think there's 8 of them.
4 and 4?
Yeah.
I think at least 5 of them get into physical violence
Oh, jeez.
in this first 42 minutes.
A lot of action.
Well, hey, should we experience pure American culture at its finest?
Let's get it.
Let's do it. We'll see you after we are indoctrinated into the Jersey Shore. And we are back to from the 14th best episode of TV
God.
ever in the world.
Is the biggest bullshit. I'm just kidding. I absolutely love this.
Before we get into this episode, did you guys think that was warranted to be the 14th best episode of this century?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was ready to roll into episode 2. I mean,
As far as pilot episodes go, this was pretty, like, showed you exactly what the show is going to be, got you a taste of what was going to go on, and, like, definitely made me interested to see more.
I would say that the show, like the meat and potatoes of the show, was like, this is interesting. I get who all these horrible people are, and then it was like this season on the Jersey Shore, and I was like,
yeah.
that 3 minutes was better than the whole episode.
Yeah.
When in a preview, a random dude punched Snooki in the face.
That was crazy.
We rewound that like 3 times.
Because at first I
Just
thought
to
it was the
make sure.
situation, and like my whole opinion of the situation changed.
The situation is he's in jail now.
somebody
That's
is.
the whole situation.
But before, so Jimmy, you got to write up.
This is
You always do that. It's what your job
This
is
is
on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
Before we do that, Joe, what was you looked up? I'm gonna die right now. You looked up what the 15th best episode of all time was?
Yeah, because this was 14
So we don't want to go
of
forwards.
the century.
We want to go backwards.
Number 15
I think
is season 1, episode 7 of Atlanta, BAN, which I haven't seen all of Atlanta. So
I've seen that episode, and I don't even know which one that is, but I know it was definitely better than the episode
It's
of
the
Jersey
one
Shore we
that's
just
like a
watched.
Every
sketch
episode
show.
of Atlanta
Does that sound familiar? It's like a bunch of sketches.
is better than this.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
I just watched the.
Yeah.
I just watched the
Wasn't
episode.
very
Yeah,
memorable
that
then.
show starts to get weirder
Well,
on then.
I watched season 1, and we took a really long break before we started watching season 2, and I'm in season 2 of Atlanta right now.
And then number 16 was the dinner party episode of The Office.
Which is the one where they go over to Michael Scott and Jan's like condo or whatever for a dinner party, and it's forever, which I think is just a very mediocre episode of the
That's probably
of The
not-
Office.
Yeah, it's like definitely not in my top 5 episodes of The Office. Number 17 was the Oprah Winfrey Show, the Tom Cruise episode.
I'm in love with Katie Holmes.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah, that
That's,
episode.
they're just grasping at random straws, I feel.
I mean, that's like one of those things that like that's like a in the cultural zeitgeist of like jokes now. Like
Yeah, it's a big deal.
that's a big deal.
All right, I got a thing.
Okay.
Got a thing?
Mm-hmm.
So this is December 3rd, 2009 is when this aired. A new family. Summer at the Jersey Shore kicks off when 8 soon-to-be roommates move into their summer share. Is that what you call is that an East Coast term?
Sure.
Whenever you guys say sure now, I just think of Daphne.
Sure.
Romance heats up between Sammy and Mike, but all might be lost when the guys invite 3 random girls to join them in the hot tub.
Whores.
Meanwhile, Snooki comes on way too strong and finds herself the outcast. She can only hope that first impressions won't be lasting impressions.
Comes on way too strong, as in got hammered the first
Got
night.
hammered drunk and threw up all the next morning
Oh,
while they were
just
on their way to work.
Got hammered.
I have a secondary descript, and it just says 8 fairly homogenous strangers were picked to live in a modest beach house to find out what happens when people neutralize the word Guido.
Amazing.
All right.
So yeah, they all show up to the house one by one. They pick rooms, What's the room layout? It seems like there's one room with 3 beds, and then two other rooms with 2 beds, and then a single.
Yeah, sure. That sounds right.
And it's all twin beds. Like everyone's sleeping in a twin bed. Like it's like
Yeah,
dorms.
they're not big beds. Those are dorm room beds.
Yeah.
Those are dorm room beds for
I
sure.
feel like that would drive me bonkers.
Well,
this is a college type scenario.
I just think it's funny. So the situation arrived first,
Yeah.
and then
Vinny was next.
Vinny,
Or was it Polly?
I don't know. I can't tell the
think
difference
it was
between
Polly.
the two.
No,
was
yeah, it
next.
wasn't Vinny. Vinny's
No,
the young
I know
one.
Vinny. Vinny's the young one. Yeah.
Polly with the hair. He came next.
Polly D.
Polly came in, and
Polly
then
Shore D.
they were like, "Yeah, let's room together, and then let's
Polly
get
Jersey Shore
a
D.
chick to room with us."
Yeah.
And they thought that was a good idea. So then, was it Sammy that came?
Sammy was the next one. That
And then
shows
they
up.
were like,
Yeah.
"You're cool. You should room with us."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, sure, whatever. I think that's fine. But then after that,
Then
was it Vinny?
came.
Vinny came, and then he's like,
He's
I
like,
could live in this room with a bunch of people, or there's a single bedroom.
Yeah.
Like a completely
Yeah,
single
yeah.
bedroom. And I was like, none of you wanted that one?
Yeah.
All you want to do is drink and bang and party,
Well, especially if you're trying to bang, like get the single room.
right?
It seems like a very
Right.
adolescent strategy to be like, oh, I'm gonna sleep in a room with the girl, and that's gonna get me closest to having sex. Like,
Yeah, it
yeah,
is. It is.
absolutely.
that's what virgins say.
Oh, you're throwing some shade over here at the situation, Joe.
I, on the other hand, would have picked the single room because you get like privacy and like you like don't have to deal with other people's bullshit. Like,
When you go to bed, you shut the door and you're done.
yeah, you could put an air mattress in there if you don't want to sleep in the twin bed.
A lot of things could happen in that room with the door
for
closed.
that-
That and if you're
Activities.
trying to have sex, like there's less like complications of like, oh, I gotta get my roommates out, or like
No, but Joe, they just have sex in the hot tub.
also that like who needs a bedroom when everyone's just naked in the hot tub?
I mean, essentially, it like we saw like 2 nights, their first 2 nights kind of thing. And the first night was everybody had a great time and partied, except Snooki got too drunk.
Yeah.
Was drunk immediately.
In the morning, they went to work, and Snooki, since she was too drunk in the morning, had to like throw up, and then she was late to work. And then she got yelled at by the boss.
that.
So she's super butthurt. I just everybody likes me so much right away, forever, that if you don't like me right away, then I should just leave. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's happening?
I could kind of see though that like if
And
someone
then she ended up being the person in the single room.
oh, was she alone? Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Um,
happened?
well, and then the second night hit. So then we get the second night, and the second night's just 3 of the dudes, besides everyone, the 3 dudes, and besides Ronnie. They get some street women, not hookers, just girls from the street.
Literally, yeah, off the shore.
They get some.
You don't know they weren't hookers.
We don't. We have no technical proof of that.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But they hot tub with them, and then the other girls are like, we're gonna go sit next to them and cause crazy stuff, which I get. It's like it's night number 2. I mean, but they're all kids, so I don't know. What didn't they say one of them was like 29?
Yeah, I look up their ages. At this point, Paulie's 29. What's his name?
Jeez.
The
Vinny?
the situation. Vinny, yeah,
Mike-
Vinny just turned 21.
Oh yeah, Mike is the situation, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike the situation and Paulie D are the old ones, and they're like 28 and 29.
They
That's
should know better.
insane.
They should know better then. They should like be adults, like
Yeah.
None of these people are adults in my mind at all.
That's what they kind of hint at of like Mike being kind of like the older one. They like he's the one that knows how to cook, and like they're like kind of surprised that he knows how to do things.
I'll be honest, just because they're like, yo, all I do is work out and do my hair and like oil my body or whatever whatever the
Yeah.
third step is. I just assumed that he knew how to cook because he's like, yeah, I gotta grill up my vegetables and my meat every day because I gotta eat right so my body looks fly, like that kind of guy. Like, so I just assumed that he I would assume him and like Paulie and Ronnie. And probably Vinny. I just assume they all. Well, and Vinny. Well, except Vinny was like
Vinny's a mama's boy,
Vinny was
though.
like my mom makes all my food.
Yeah.
But so I would assume like all the other ones just because like they're like. I mean they're
Pretty sure
really in
Pauly
shape.
D also said he commented that the situation was cooking and that's what women do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that Pauly D?
Yeah, he said that like the women should be cooking, the men should be eating.
Yeah.
But Mike's making the food.
Yeah. Which I mean, I think that's an Italian. That's a thing.
Is it just everybody cooks, or you're saying that the women
No,
should
that
cook?
that matriarch is like cooking for 800 every meal.
Gotcha.
I just assumed since they were all jacked that they knew how to cook
And I
like
don't
at
know this
least
from
vegetable
watching The
meals or something
Godfather.
for them.
And being married to an Italian woman.
So you make your wife cook all your meals for you?
No, not at all. But her mom cooks. Her dad actually jokes about how like if she's cooking, like she makes like
She just makes a ton of food.
1.5,
Yeah.
like she makes a lot of food. Yeah,
She makes a family meals even for a couple people.
right.
But yeah. So these people, they're the worst, right?
Yeah,
Did
they're
we
not,
say?
you know-
Did we say all these people?
I didn't expect to going into this. I didn't expect to feel bad about Snooki like I did by the end of this episode.
Well,
She tugged on the hearts. Are we gonna have our
Yeah.
first cry episode?
Felt really bad for
Oh.
Snooki. Like I could totally see how someone goes into a weird situation like this and has one bad weird experience and then is just like, I'm out. I don't want to do this. I don't want to try anymore. I'm going home. I mean, obviously she doesn't end up going home, but
If
like
I spent 2 days with 7 with 7 of these people, pick them, I'm going home.
yeah, pretty clear. Yeah, I think I was cast for the wrong show. I wish you well. I'm just gonna go.
I thought this was Alt for Denmark, where they find your Danish relatives as you compete through challenges in Denmark. Did you guys ever watch that show?
I've never heard of that show in my life.
For Denmark.
Anyway, it's a real show. Google it. So we had 8 characters: Pauly D, Vinny, Ronnie, who is I think my favorite, and who's the other guy?
Vinny.
Oh, Vinny.
Vinny.
And then Snooki, Sammy, JWoww,
JWoww.
and Angelina.
I feel like out of the ladies, Angelina was causing the most trouble in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
But
She likes the drama.
and I wanted to like Sammy the most, like out of the girls.
Yeah.
But Sammy's gonna just plow through way too many dudes in this show for me to think to have it.
Literally.
Like Sammy's like, she's standing right next to Angelina in the
But
first
she's
episode.
A sweetheart.
Well-
That's her nickname. She's
Oh, her name's Sweetheart. But like, and Angelina's like, I can't believe you'd bring girls home that would like whores and that would take off their underwear in the in the thing. And I was like, you're sitting next to someone who's like 100% gonna bang at least all of these dudes in this house.
At least
At the
100.
very
Minimum
least.
all of the dudes.
If not street dudes.
Yeah, I
Because,
think of the ladies, JWoww was my favorite, but it's early. I feel like she was my favorite
interesting.
just because she was the least dramatic.
She
But
didn't do
but it was
anything.
early.
She wasn't.
Yeah.
She was not.
Like the only thing she did was she was just like eating Cheetos, and she was just like, "Don't bring dirty girls in the house." And I was like, "I'm with you." Wow.
She made that basket at like the Coney Island, like or wherever they were when they were out.
Oh
the first
yeah,
night.
she won a
Oh,
toy.
yeah.
She won a toy.
Oh right.
But of the dudes, like clearly, like Vinny's the best, right?
I'm pro Vinny.
At first, when they first showed Vinny, and he was like the young Italian dude who he's saying how he hates, like Guidos basically.
Yeah.
He was saying how he hates like fake
He
tan.
doesn't like the Guidos that think that's what a Guido is because he's a real Guido.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying he
He's,
doesn't like Guidos.
true-
He's like a true Guido.
Well,
the
he was
real
saying he
deal.
doesn't like fake tan, like spend 8,000 hours on their hair and like
Right.
wear
Yep.
makeup and
Yeah.
stuff.
He has a crew
He
cut.
doesn't like that.
He went
I
to
thought-
school.
He has a crew cut and he knows how to read good.
I thought he was gonna end up being like the outsider. He was gonna be the Fredo of the Godfather crew. He was gonna be the dumb.
No,
But
yeah,
definitely
he got
turned
along
out-
well.
He definitely went. Yeah, he was not acting like he doesn't hate people who tan and spend too much time with themselves when he's with these dudes.
Yeah.
He's all about it.
No, he was fine. I think he's just gonna be like whatever. I think he's probably not gonna push all the buttons of everybody. He'll probably be a middle of the line player
Yeah.
for the most part.
Sure.
He's not gonna be a situation by any means.
Yeah, it seems like he knows how to get along, even though he might secretly hate these people.
Right. But he also probably was like, well, I like banging chicks, and these dudes bring chicks here.
Yeah, you're not gonna not hang out with them if they're like, your wingmen.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think he knows how to work the system.
Mm-hmm.
Was Entourage before or after this show?
Before.
Okay.
I just wonder if there's a Mark Wahlberg.
Just a house full of Jack Turtles. That's what this show
What?
is.
Is that Ninja Turtles? What do you?
Ninja Turtles.
A house full of Jack Turtles.
And then, like before we went into predictions, I was like, number one, hot tub, 16 minutes and 44 seconds into the episode.
Before they got into the tub.
So I was 6 minutes off. So almost 7 minutes off. So I was wrong on that.
Wait. Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, check the time. Remember?
Yeah.
16:44.
Yeah. I mean, there were hot tubs in the opening.
That doesn't count.
I was just saying. I said that that's what was gonna happen. I had said that. Roll back the tape.
You said they were gonna be in a hot tub, but like a clip of them being in a hot tub for the intro.
I said in the
That's like
opening credits they were gonna be rolling in a hot tub.
That's like saying
that's what credits are. They're clips.
That's
They're
like
not,
saying if you watch Step by
happening.
Step and you're like, I bet they'll be riding a roller coaster within a minute. And then,
God damn it! That's what I was saying. The credits was.
Oh, I bet that you're gonna have to check your own
If
tape.
I said if I watched, if we were watching a show I'd never seen before, and I said, step by step, I think maybe there'll be a family in a roller coaster, and then they're fucking in a roller coaster. Give me that point.
But if it was in the credits, that wouldn't. If you said, I think they're gonna be riding a roller coaster within the first 10 minutes of the show, and it was in the opening credits.
I know what you said, but I said rolling in the opening credits.
We'll let Joe decide. Who's
I
right.
think we were both right. Is what I'm not arguing that.
Well, no, I was wrong because
Well,
I said
Josh,
within
yeah.
10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I can't believe it wasn't within 10 minutes.
It was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The show felt like it was 3 hours long.
It's fair. It felt really long. Did we have our first fight in First and Last just now?
I feel like it breezed by super fast. I could put another one into me.
Put
it in my veins.
The only other thing I want to talk about that like irked me in this episode was that how dumb Mike the situation is.
Yeah.
Because like the night one, he's like holding that one girl's hand because he was like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure me and Samuel gonna hook up.
Yeah, and all the other
That
dudes are
was
just
dumb.
like, this is a mistake. Why are you trying to like get one of the girls in the house? Like,
And yeah, and then he's like, well,
On night one.
if the
Yeah.
guys want to have girls in the house, I'm gonna like do it too. And it's
Mhm.
like, you know how this works. But seeing Sammy's face like at the end when they were like yelling, like Angelina was yelling at all them.
yeah,
She was just,
she's
you could just
smiling
tell
on the
Sammy
side.
was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm still into Mike.
She was just like, I'll bang whoever. I don't care.
Whoever grabs my hand, which will be apparently Ronnie next. We saw
Which
that in
leads me to my first prediction. Sammy bangs the most dudes, house dudes.
I don't know how you're gonna validate that.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't either. But if maybe they'll
Yeah.
mention it.
Maybe
Do
they have
a
a scoreboard or
recap.
something.
Yeah, I'm going with
Some
honorable.
statistics.
I'm going with mentions.
And hers just has like 6. somehow.
I just assume
All
that
four
the
dudes
guys
plus
and 2 of the
JWoww.
girls.
Snooki.
I just assume we're gonna get some sort of arbitrary count in the last episode potentially, and with that arbitrary count, whether or not it's technically fully true or not, it'll come out being that Sammy's definitely banged the most house dudes.
Okay.
And I'm not saying overall dudes. I'm saying dudes. Those 4 dudes.
All right.
Right.
So
Okay.
I think she goes full 4.
She
But that's not part of
She
the.
rounds
gotta
the
catch them
bases.
all, man.
Yeah. And the funny part about it is, so all of our predictions, like for regular shows, is marriage and death, and I'm pretty confident there's gonna be none of those.
Yeah, I guess I didn't do marriage or death.
So
I did some death.
okay.
You go first.
Well, yeah, I think Angelina punches someone in this last episode.
Okay.
She seems like the most. She seems like the. I don't think she cools down
All
in
right.
6 seasons. I don't think she chills out.
Stays hot.
I think Polly is no longer in the house.
All right.
I think
pick.
if anybody leaves, it's him. I don't know if he gets replaced or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think there's. Oh, I bet there'll be some shuffling around.
And then I think JWoww and the situation are GF and BF.
Oh wow,
Wait,
those
who,
two.
JWoww,
I don't know, I just picked
situation?
them. I just-
Okay,
Oh.
interesting.
Ah,
That's what I had.
I don't have a predict like that, but if I had to like, match up 2 of them, maybe like Sammy and Vinny. Maybe Sammy settles down with Vinny. He's a nice boy.
Vinny's,
That happens to be my First prediction.
Oh, well, yeah, you go ahead then.
Vinny, because we got Sammy's with Mike in this first episode. They're already saying in the next episode, Sammy's with Ronnie.
Uh-huh.
I don't think she goes back with those guys. I think when this finale ends, she's leaving with Vinny.
You think she's actually
Because
a
it's
sweetheart at
6
heart?
Yeah.
And Vinny is too.
So that makes him. He's gonna be 27. He's gonna be the ripe old age.
Well,
Mhm.
this
He's a
show
young
is 6
man.
seasons, but it was only 4 years.
Yeah.
He's gonna be 23
Crap.
or 22, depending on or when his birthday is.
Well, I stand by it. My next one, or two, is that JWoww is dead or gone, and
She's not
Pauly
dead.
D
She's not dead.
is dead or gone. You know that these people aren't dead now?
I feel like I would have heard about it
confidence?
if one of them was dead.
You think it would have blasted across your news feed that
think
JWoww
so.
died?
I think so. Yeah.
I would
JWoww
have.
heard about
I
it.
bet I would have known if the situation or Snooki was
drugged
dead, but I don't think I
overdose
would have
from
known.
too much rum ham.
I don't think I'd ever would have known if Angelina died.
All right. And then number 4 is that in this last episode, Ronnie goes to jail.
Oh no.
Probably
Ronnie.
for beating the living crap out of someone.
I feel like if anyone has the capability of becoming a complete roid monster at some point, it's going to be Ronnie.
He's a big dude. He's a big man.
He
He
seems
also,
like a
he
teddy
was
bear
my
to me.
favorite.
Ronnie?
Out of anyone in this show, he's loyal. I like it. He's like a puppy dog.
I can see that.
I'm pro Vinny, and
He
I'm
was
pro
like, "Don't
Vinny
bring
and
those
Sammy.
girls up there. It's gonna make problems." And then when the girls are gonna go, the house girls are gonna go up there and cause drama. He's like,
It's like
"Don't go up there and cause drama."
The producer's like,
Love
"What are
this
you
guy.
doing? Shut up, Ronnie."
But I don't trust that he's doing that for any like valor or anything.
He's
I
just
think
to like say that he's right. Like
I
I,
think
told
it-
you this
I
was
think-
gonna start stuff.
I think if the 4 house girls were out that night, he would have been like, "Yeah, bring all those chicks up here."
Well, yeah.
He's just covering his own ass constantly.
Well,
Interesting.
that's what he was saying, was that if you bring the girls up there, it's gonna cause problems.
Yeah,
If the house girls were gone.
it's true.
Hey Joe, what do you have?
I got someone has a kid.
No.
Like maybe Snooki. Not saying who, just saying someone has a kid. There's a like celebrity guest star in the finale,
Dennis
Mark
Quaid.
Wahlberg.
just because
Why not Randy Quaid?
like not sure how it would fit in, but just MTV felt like a celebrity would really goose things up.
The Rock.
Don't sleep on
Yeah, why
Randy
not The
Quaid.
Rock? I like it.
The Rock in 2013. Still wrestling, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he from Jersey? Is he Italian? What is he?
Samoan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Mm.
Samoan and black.
Sure.
Number 3, there's like a clip sequence where we see like a lot of stuff from the first episode.
I forgot about clips.
Yeah.
I hope
This
it's
has
an
been a good
entire
season of
clip
First and
show.
Last. I forgot about clips.
And number 4, so in this first episode they're working for like a t-shirt shop on the pier, looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
In the last season they're working for like the local Catholic church.
Wow.
Because they're all very religious, so they're working for the church now.
These are all the the most stereotypical like, hey, we're all gonna party and do whatever we want all the time. Fuck whatever, don't matter, everything's crazy. And then it's like, oh, did you say something weird about God? You can't disrespect God. It's like you are disrespecting God your entire life. Like everything
This
you're doing.
whole show is abomination.
It's just
You're going to hell.
It's okay. He's got a giant cross tattooed
Was
on his
this
back.
show on MTV?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty safe to say that.
Yeah, there's an MTV little logo on the bottom right corner of the whole show.
Okay. Well, I wasn't watching.
You think
I
they're
was
in a
eating
different
pizza.
house?
Yeah, sure.
I think
Because they keep talking about this summer, but I don't think they're not doing this whole thing
right,
in one
that's
summer.
a good point.
I think this season is in one summer.
I bet this whole last season is just on a boat.
Like semester at sea.
They're just
Yeah.
they're just on the ocean.
Yeah. Because they've somehow burned down that first house.
It's got too many STDs floating around. They couldn't save it. They just burned it down.
Oh, that hot tub.
You gotta burn that hot tub.
Nah, boiling water kills everything, right?
It's probably chlorine.
Yeah,
Put some
that's
chlorine
fine.
in there.
Take those panties off in there. You'll be fine.
Ugh.
Hey, so let's dive into it, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go see if this house is burned down or not. We'll see you after the
Let's
finale
see who has the clap
of the Jersey Shore.
when we come back.
And we're back from the first episode of First and Last that I haven't smoked, drank, or done painkillers.
Congrats.
Thank you.
A mostly sober Josh
Just
over
call
here.
call me Mike from the Jersey Shore, because that was the best line I have heard in my entire life.
He was a hot mess.
Oh my god, that was just like a.
If he's sober, then I feel bad for him.
He should have started doing
He
like
looked like
this,
a hot mess.
This is my brain on drugs commercials by at the end of that.
He's in the best shape of his life.
Do we tweet like at Snooki that we did this?
Oh,
Snooki, we did a
for
thing.
sure.
I liked Snooki in this last episode. She was great. Most of the people were great. They're actually like likable.
Yeah, surprisingly likable. I'll give them that. Because like anytime like I'd seen a picture of any of these doofuses somewhere, I'm just like, man, I want to punch that guy in the face.
They would have literally murdered you with their fists because they're all jacked.
But now after seeing this, I'm just like, I could see like hanging out with Pauly D. That seems fine.
I think Vinny was legitimately a likable, smiley dude.
Yeah, he seems like still the coolest dude.
If not potentially able to do Shia LaBeouf like stunt double work. Could have done it.
Like Snooki probably seems like she's annoying, but
I don't know. She was pretty quiet in this episode, and everything she said like from the back, like cake. I don't know what she said. She said like a couple things, and I was like, this is pretty funny. It was a funny episode.
We got a write up.
Oh, yeah.
Part of the show sneak up on you again.
The wiki one is super long. I'll just read. What do I got here? I'll read the IMDb one quick. It's the end of the episode's called "The Icing on the Cake." I get it now. I get that now.
That's funny.
Because there are balls on the cake. Okay, it's the end of summer and the end of a long road for the roommates as they prepare to say their last goodbyes to Seaside, which is the name of their property. And that's literally the IMDb one.
Okay.
I mean,
the wiki one is like 4 pages long.
yeah,
Doesn't
no,
make
I mean
sense.
it's fine because as far as overall things they did, they had
Had a bonfire.
it was like 2 nights again, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
2 nights. In the first night they had a big beach party.
Uh-huh.
Like had a
Like
big
all
bonfire
their
and all their
extended
like
families.
yeah, and all their family came.
Uh-huh.
And they did that and it was cool. And during that we found out that Ronnie and Sammy were like dating
Together. Uh-huh.
and debating on moving in with each other or something like that. But they fight all the time.
Sure.
Yeah,
And then
'cause they pop their bed.
and then we met a new girl, Dina.
Dina.
Dino.
Dina.
And so she must have replaced Angelina
Yeah.
because Angelina's gone.
Yeah.
She's nowhere to be seen. They didn't say a word about her.
Nope.
So they didn't even like reminisce about her at
Yeah.
all.
She's just gone.
And then so I'm curious about that. That's like the one thing I'm skip ahead to. Would I watch Jersey Shore? I only want to know what happened to Angelina now. And then second night was just their night to chill. Well, so the second day was their like last day. So they GTL'd, which you taught me what that means, Joe.
Gym tan laundry.
And Vinny made it sound like he's like, yeah, I got this daily routine down, GTL.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't launder every day.
So I haven't seen the show, but from what I understand, it's like they literally like in the morning go to the gym, then go to tanning, and then they go home and like wash the thing that they're gonna wear that day. So like one like sleeveless T-shirt and some cargo.
I mean,
shorts.
the house they live in was gross.
Uh-huh.
Like it wasn't clean. Like the floors were disgusting.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I could see
Probably have.
why they had to wash.
Maybe they didn't have. Maybe they didn't have
A maid.
in unit. No, for laundry. I mean,
Oh.
maybe they didn't have laundry machines,
I thought you were defending the dirty house.
or maybe they're just really into dry cleaning. You know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe. So yeah, they GTL'd, and then after that they like, oh wait, it was Mike. They got a cake. So
yeah, there's the two subplots is Mike's birthday, and then the other one was
The
Sammy. Yeah, Sammy and Ronnie fighting because they got pranked. But we'll talk about the cake first, I guess.
Let's.
I guess not Paulie, but what's his name?
Mike?
The situation like had done wrong. Some girl who works at the tanning salon,
Paula.
It sounded like they had been dating too, and he like broke up with her.
Yeah, he did something like real bad to her, and she gave him a cake for his birthday, and they're like, why would this girl give him a cake? He's been terrible to her. And like Paulie and Mike and Dina all ate the cake, and then it was later revealed that like she had some guy put his balls in the cake
Pretty
and
amazing.
then gave it to them.
Which Ronnie loved.
Seemed,
Ronnie thought that was very funny.
It's pretty funny.
Gotta say that whole thing, while I thoroughly enjoyed it, seemed pretty scripted. Just like show up to the tanning beds and they hand you cakes
yeah,
that have
you just
been
take it
dipped in
back.
balls or whatever.
I mean, I bet people would do like, I mean, because when they were at the beach doing their beach party,
Uh-huh.
there was like a ton of people like surrounding
Watching
the
from
beach.
the pier, yeah. Uh-huh.
So like this was like they probably had to stop doing the show
probably, yeah.
just from that location, no matter what, because people
Uh-huh.
just knew where they were.
Uh-huh.
It seemed that people were just random people were there all the time.
Yeah, it's probably hard to do. They had probably had to have a lot of things pretty controlled or just secluded to the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the big thing is that they ate ball cake. There's a lot of ball jokes. But then the other thing was that I guess Sammy does a lot of pranks to Paulie and Vinny, and so Paulie and Vinny were trying to get Sammy back by moving their air mattress up to like the roof.
Yeah, just somewhere
Seems
like that.
That was the plan, which like again, Sammy and Ronnie sleep in an air mattress for some reason.
Yeah, bigger than a twin bed.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's
But
a pretty
when Vinny,
big air mattress, actually.
it was pretty hefty. When Vinny was trying to move it, it popped.
He moved that so poorly. He like it like looked like he tried to pop it. Like you're calling like scripted shit there, Jimmy. Like he like moved it. And he's like,
I just
like,
googled how much of Jersey Shore is real. I'll let you know.
all of it, 100%.
So they popped the mattress and they just put it back, and then Ronnie got mad at Sammy about it because he was like, "You're always pulling pranks and your pranks suck, and now we got pranked."
Well, he's all roided up, so he just gets angry at anything. Just
Because he can't fix an air mattress.
I'm like seriously, I was like, just duct tape the hole.
Yeah.
It would have worked just fine. For one night, you only had to sleep on it for
Yeah,
one more
they
night.
had one more night.
And
left,
one more
like,
night,
would've
a
been
duct tape
fine.
would have fixed it for a night. And then you got to use that Jersey Shore money to buy yourself an air mattress. Your $15 Walmart air mattress that you bought for the
Yeah.
show.
So Ronnie and Sammy got into a fight and nearly broke up, but then didn't.
But apparently they always get in fights, so whatever. But yeah, that's about it. Jimmy, how much of the Jersey Shore is real?
It seems like it depends on who you ask. Snooki says, she literally said, "LMAO, I wish I could say it was scripted to tell her kids that, but it was all real because we are/were drunk expletive."
Oh, speaking of being drunk expletives,
Uh-huh.
it seemed like this episode they went from boozing all the time to just snacking all the time.
Yeah, that
Like-
was very wholesome.
Yeah, they didn't. Did I see a drink that whole? They made drinks for like the beach party.
I didn't
But-
see any drinks.
Well, they made like
They were making drinks for the.
they made like
yeah,
smoothie
some
drinks
sort of
and stuff.
sangria. Oh yeah, made out of
Yeah,
booze
or
in
like,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, their beach
That's a
party
good
was
point.
like their family, their parents were there.
yeah. They didn't wild out by any means.
They were like, playing catch on the beach.
Mm-hmm. And then their last night, they just
Snooki's like man was tearing up the sand. All situation. Who's in the best shape of his life. Couldn't keep up.
the best situation of his life.
Gianni. Snooki's nice.
Just choked on my.
Apparently though,
Whatever.
so like extras, because they have to have like extras, like they have to like have people like sign in waivers and stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently a lot of extras had like said that like everything they were doing was planned. So like when they went out places,
Uh huh.
they kind of had a little thing set up.
I would imagine that when
I mean,
they leave,
you'd
they
have
to
to.
plan out everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to plan
If
that
you have
whole.
extras.
They had to plan that whole party out. Like they had to close the beach.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Yeah.
not like a thing that you can go, oh, we're gonna have a beach party. We just decided that today.
You
Yeah.
decided
Like-
to dig a 10-foot hole in the beach.
Well, like you just
And
can't.
put-
You just can't do that
put
and
wood in it.
block off the public. So then I'm
The
sure when they
permits
went
involved.
to, because like the amount of wood that he brought back, that was enough wood for like an hour and a half of
Yeah.
for like how big that thing was.
I would
Yeah.
I would imagine the way it works is that they get up in the morning and the producers have a meeting with them and they're just like, hey, this is what you're doing. You're going to work and then you're playing softball and then at night you're going to this bar. And they're like, okay. And then there's like, all right, go.
Softball.
I don't know.
In the
It's a
Jersey
softball game.
Shore.
I could see them playing softball like at least
Love
once.
it.
But so yeah, the beach party was very wholesome, and then their last hangout, like the night before, like they were just reminiscing about how crazy they were, but otherwise they're just like
Little
eating
mini
pretzels.
clip show. Little mini
Yeah,
clip
yeah.
show.
Vinny was
of
eating
Snooki getting gross.
pretzels or Tostitos, or like he was eating some chip out of a bag.
They're
I think in
snack-
every single scene, he was always eating something.
Snacky boy.
like yeah, like the situation is sober, but apparently they're all living like pretty chilled out lives at that point, at least for TV. I don't know.
For being a TV show that I assumed was only about fuck ups partying constantly.
Yeah.
Then the last episode was like they're just sitting around hanging out with their family,
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, we got to pack tomorrow, so we'll probably turn in
yeah.
early.
Honestly, good last episode. I thought it was funny.
I laughed more in that last episode than I think, like maybe any first and last that we've done.
There was some
Jeez.
funny stuff. That was good. Like them just being like silly and not partying crazy and just doing whatever. Like that was way more entertaining than their first episode of like trying to bang chicks and like
yeah.
party
Just
and do all this
awkward.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
them just like kind of goofing on each other and like laughing at how ridiculous they are.
They got their acting chops down.
I did like when Ronnie and Sammy are fighting like crazy over the bed prank, and then the guys are downstairs like, yeah, we're watching a movie, like they get popcorn, and then
They're
someone
just
else
listening to them
joins,
fight.
and then someone walks by and was like, what are you guys doing? They're like, watching a movie, and Pauly D's like, it's a drama.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, they had some funny one-liners. And it's like, who ruins a cake? That was a good one.
I love birthdays.
It's our birthdays. It was good.
Oh man,
Snooki was pregnant. Was she pregnant?
Snooki was pregnant with that guy Gianni, right?
She was.
I
She
feel like
looked-
we got one shot of her, and I was like, she
There was
looks like
one
she's pregnant.
good like side
She was
shot.
wearing a MILF hat later, also.
She said that she missed Gianni's pee-pee.
Yeah,
And
I could see
she
if,
said pee-pee a lot.
if she talked how she talked in this episode, like the whole time, instead of how she was in the first episode. I could see why she like kind of became
Yeah.
a phenomenon
Yeah.
because
She-
like she was pretty funny.
So she and JWoww had a spinoff.
Well-
Snooki and
really?
JWoww.
Is that what it was called?
That's what it was called.
Oh man.
And it went on for 4 seasons.
4 seasons of that?
Yeah.
Just them hanging
Picked
out.
right up. And also Vinny had tried to have like a talk show.
A talk show?
It was like him and he would like bring people over to his family or something.
It's called My Cousin Vinny.
Hold on, it was called The Show with Vinny. And then Pauly D is the DJ.
Okay.
So he had a show immediately after where he was going to transition now into being a full-time DJ, which he actually apparently did stuff on like 50 Cent's label and like toured like and did DJing before like Britney Spears.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen posters for like DJ Pauly
His
D
show
shows.
was the Pauly D Project.
Okay.
I mean, they have to have their names in
Also
them
one
because like
season.
you can't,
Because you would
they're only famous because they have names, really.
Yeah, right.
Right. You have to recognize them.
Oh, so the situation did go on to do bigger and better things?
Hold on.
Rehab doesn't count.
You know that there's a reboot of this show that started this year, right?
It was like it's not a reboot though, right? It was just like an extra season, like just a reunion season.
It's a thing, and it
like, is it like a new cast or is it the same people?
it's like 5 of the people. It's I think it's Dina and Jay and Snooki and JWoww.
Is Angelina back?
And Ronnie. Angelina's not back.
I didn't think so.
And there's another guy.
Vinny.
But it's called Jersey Shore Family Vacation, and there was like a full season, and there apparently have trailers for a second season.
It's gonna be a second family vacation.
And they literally said they're like, look at all these other shows like Roseanne rebooting. Like we were popular then.
Oh my God.
Except
now the situation's like 40.
I don't know.
Probably in the best shape of his life now, though.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we can. I'll find it. I'll find out who's on it.
That's great.
Yeah, they kept talking about how like this. I want to say situation, but I don't want to say situation. This whole experience on the show, just like changed their lives forever, and they're like,
no one.
That is not an exaggeration. Like that. Like now they're huge celebrities, and their lives are super different.
But no one could ever understand how it changed their lives, though. No one would ever be able.
Yeah. No one will be able to understand or watch the show and see what happened.
Can I just read you the episode 1 little
What show?
thing of Jersey Shore Family Vacation?
Okay, yeah.
After 5 years apart, the group reunites in Miami for a family vacation, but the situation's legal issues put his vacation in jeopardy.
Oh no, Mike.
So he is. Oh, excellent.
Legal issues.
He's just legally too strong to
He's
be on
like,
the show.
Whatever. So I killed that guy. Let me go on vacation.
Oh, I'm sober. I'm not on painkillers.
Dexter did it too. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm killing.
I'm killing the bad
killers.
guys. I'm killing the bad guys.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm solving the
Batman
situation.
in the Dark Knight.
Best shape of my life. Oh man.
Oh man, I'm so happy to have my 40th birthday, and I'm only on meth today.
Oh
God.
Too much? Love you, Mike. So good. Should we got any more? Should we dive into predicts?
Did anyone get a point?
I think just in general, like I was expecting to goof on this or hate it, and man, like I don't know that I'm gonna watch this show, but it was very funny. The characters were more lovable than I would have expected.
I mean, I feel like I got done with the first episode and I was totally okay with goofing on and or hating it.
Yeah.
And then this last episode was like, this is actually pretty funny and good.
Probably the worst thing about the show is just the editing style. They do these weird effects to make it look like dated or something.
Show looks like it's from the 90s.
This show was visually painful.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
That's probably
Maybe
the
it's
worst
supposed
part
to
of it.
look like Road Rules or something.
But it wasn't. It was like they put like a filter on.
They put like a filter to make it look old.
Yeah.
At times.
It was just very like, I don't know. It felt like early 2000s, like just got a laptop editing, even though it was 2012.
And it was done by a corporation called MTV.
Yeah.
That should probably have professional editors.
It was done by some like just community college kids, just trying out After Effects.
The people that edited this show went on to edit Suicide Squad, one of the other best edited things of this century.
It's just like a senior project at Full Sail University. That's what this was.
I bet those kids probably got a better vision than some of the editors on this show.
Like, I'm not gonna watch the show, but I could totally see how people would totally get it.
I get it. I mean,
it seems like it would be exhausting to watch, but I get the appeal.
We're not there yet, Joe. That's the part we do after.
Find us at FNO Podcast.
We're doing it now, Jimmy.
Did none of us get points, so we're just blasted through.
Do I not have my paper here? Is that my paper?
No, dog, it's my paper.
All right, well, I remember my predicts, I think.
Sure. Well, I mean, we can go through mine. Sammy bangs most house dudes. I mean, I feel like I'm right, but I don't have technical proof.
So yeah, she
banged two.
She banged two. It seems like JWoww banged Pauly D.
Looks like it. I don't think it doesn't seem like Vinny banged anybody.
I bet like Vinny banged everybody, but just like was real quiet.
Sneaky. I totally could see that.
Vinny's a gentleman.
Yeah, he don't bang and tell. He bang in secret.
So yeah, I guess as far as we can tell, Sammy banged the most.
I'm into it.
Okay.
With the two that we knew from the first episode.
The first episode. Well, I didn't know she was gonna still be with Ronnie. You know.
Yeah, no one knew that.
Angelina punches someone. Maybe she did wherever she was.
Maybe she did, and that's how she got kicked off.
Yeah,
Who knows?
maybe that's why she's not on the show. And then I was wrong when Polly is no longer in the house. I am sad that I got that wrong, but I am happy that there was someone gone and then a new person.
Yeah.
I'm just really happy that there was a change like that. So no. And then I decided that JWoww and the situation are GF and BF. And JWoww has her own good man named like Donald
Roger.
or something. Roger.
Roger.
Roger J. Trump.
Oh God.
Roger. And you know, good for her because I'll be honest, I think she's too good for the situation.
I love that she was like one of the few who came to the show who had a boyfriend and then like was like hanging out with the situation and then immediately got called out and then immediately found some other guy.
Yeah, it was great. She did a good job.
Yeah, good for you.
I would say as far as like a
we'll have to watch Snooki and JWoww to see
a turnaround.
what happened with Roger.
Gross. They got married and nothing. They have kids now and they bring them to the family vacation. That's what happened.
I'll Google it.
I would say as far as like turnaround characters of someone who I was like, I'm not into you as a human.
Mm-hmm.
Like JWoww would probably have been my like number one like not cool with you pick.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the last episode, I was like, you're not that bad. You're kind of nice. You're fine.
She seemed pretty not involved with either episode. Maybe she's more in the middle. Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe she just like she seemed a little bit more, dare I say, trashy in the first episode than everybody else. But like she was just like low key, not in the camera trashy. But you'd be like, I think you're gonna. I feel like you're gonna be doing some weird shit. I don't know. I wasn't vibing with her in the first episode, but that last one, she knew what she wanted. She was living her best life.
She was
probably in the best
She
shape
got
of her
together.
life.
Probably.
You know? Joe, what were yours off the top of your head?
Yeah. So I had that. Oh, someone has a kid. It looked like Snooki was maybe pregnant, but couldn't confirm that anyone actually had a kid.
I mean, I can't confirm that technically, but I am voting that she was pregnant.
Okay. But which it's still not a point because I
Who's
said have a
Snooki?
kid.
Because the kid wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
It wasn't not yet a kid.
Not yet.
It was-
A lot of church groups are going to be
Maybe
mad at you
close.
right now, Joe.
Hey man, for point's sake, not a kid yet. I said that there was a clip show, which there was clips from the first episode.
Yeah.
So that's a point. What was my middle one? I know that my last one was that they worked for the Catholic Church.
Yeah, that wasn't
They
not
do
true.
not. They still work at the same like
The same shirt
the shirt shop
guy.
on the docks. What was my middle one?
I can't remember, man. You wrote it down and you didn't bring your sheet in.
Well, you said Sammy and Vinny.
Vinny,
But then-
yeah,
and then I said
but
that
I
was-
didn't make that a predict.
No, yeah, that
Okay,
was just
okay.
ad hoc. What?
I don't remember what that middle one is.
I
I'll
don't
go
e-
look it up.
I thought you were looking at me because I'm like
Jimmy, you
Tweet at us if you know.
Tweet at us if you can rewind and figure out what my middle predict was.
I'm slowly like I thought you were laughing at me because I'm slowly like slinking down in the chair that I'm sitting in. I'm just getting more and more comfortable.
No, but if Jimmy does his, I can think about it while he's going.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, do yours, Jimmy.
I had Ronnie goes to jail. I had Vinny with Sammy, and I had JWoww and Polly D dead, and not in a fiery car
I
crash.
love the dead.
And none of that happened.
Nah, dude.
I almost said balls on a cake, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't.
You really should have followed your heart.
Mm.
Your heart that leads you to balls.
Wow.
Joe, you can't remember it?
I can't remember.
Joe, we lost Joe.
I'm gonna move this thing.
Oh
It'll
no!
be fine.
Oh no!
You're
You've ruined the shot,
You're ruining
Joe.
everything.
You've ruined the shot. I had it all framed up.
Jimmy, would you be on a reality show?
Would I be on a reality show?
And
Well,
I mean, now's hard. I mean, you know, it's a little different. But say you were 24.
Isn't that what we're doing? Isn't that what this is?
No. This is not a reality show.
This isn't it.
You're 24 years old. You're in between. You're in the middle ages of all these people that were on the Jersey Shore. I'm going to pay you $100,000 to spend a summer in a cabin in the woods with 7 strangers. It's going to be by a lake, and you're going to have to work as a park ranger.
No.
And the show is called...
I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there.
Northern Shores.
Wow. Off the top of your head, that's pretty solid.
That's pretty good.
I wrote that down before I came here tonight.
That's a solid pitch.
Would you do it? $100,000.
100,000. It's a summer, so
Yeah.
it's
3 months.
13 weeks or so.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you from May
Like half of that goes back to
28th
taxes,
to September 11th is when that's
What year?
Memorial Day to Labor Day.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in. When do we start?
Next May.
We've been doing it.
I hate the outdoors and the woods and shit. But $100,000, sure, I'm in.
Yeah.
I ain't making that doing my regular job all year.
I'd much rather be on the Jersey Shore than in the North Woods.
I would probably do it, but I'd also do it knowing that was going to be the worst summer of my entire life.
Nah, I think it'd
because
have fun.
you're gonna hate all those people.
I mean, now
You
with
can't
that
get away
attitude,
you can't
It
get away
is-
from them.
Yeah,
They,
it is
you
kind
know
of a
they're gonna
bummer to live
suck.
in a house full of people.
At
That's
first,
kind of
when
a
you
bummer.
said like when you're 24, I was like, man, yeah, I wish I had footage of all that ridiculous.
Yeah, because you're already doing
really
that. You're already
stupid garbage we
living
were
with
doing.
the weirdest and worst people.
Yeah,
you weren't
Josh.
getting paid for it.
yeah, was already doing the most ridiculous things, living in ridiculous situations, and I wish it were taped. But that's not the
Sleeping in
situation
a
that we're
twin bed.
talking about.
I'm changing the situation. Everything I said is true, except it's not when you're 24. It's next summer.
Yeah, because that's how old
Yeah, I got
Pauly
loans,
is.
Let's do this.
100,000. You couldn't spend 3 weeks, 3 months away. You know what I mean? You got a wife. I get it. But
Yeah.
hey babe, I'm gonna leave you for 3 months. I will
And she'd say, okay, bye.
probably won't
Forever.
bang somebody in the North Woods because I'm not a horrible person.
Because
And-
what's hotter than that?
And when I come home, we don't have any debt.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
It's
Yeah,
totally
we
worth
still
it. Sounds
would.
great.
My wife's a doctor.
Uh,
Still have.
But okay, well, you wouldn't have any debt
I'm
because after she left you, you'll be fine.
yeah, I'll just rack up a bunch of debt on bug spray and I'm in, man.
I'm doing it.
It's covered in bug spray.
I'm
I'll be
doing it.
Fine.
Tweet at us if you
3
guys.
months just covered in bugs.
I'll start an Indiegogo
Probably have
for
cancer.
us to do this show
do Northern
next
Shores?
summer. Northern Shores, us 3.
Wait, us 3?
Yeah,
And
just-
3 strangers.
Who are we banging?
3 strangers.
It's just 3 other dudes.
I mean, it's 6 dudes in a cabin.
All right.
It's another podcast.
Can I be the Pauly D of this group?
Who's fronting this money? None of this seems legit.
That's why I said we're gonna do an Indiegogo. I think this is possible. I think we can get the money.
People.
The
will
people.
front it. We just need to come up with $300,000.
Yeah.
And 3 volunteers.
They get nothing.
To not get paid. To just have an experience.
Yeah, they get paid in experience.
Yeah, that's an internship.
Yeah, they get exposure.
College credit.
Northern exposure.
Ooh,
This
is just getting better
another
and better.
great
This
show.
is another
We
TV show.
Have we done that one yet? Northern Exposure?
No,
Have
we
you seen
haven't.
That show?
It's
Is
great.
it about a photographer or something? Or
Yeah, sure.
No.
If you
It's
want.
about Alaska.
There's a moose.
cool.
Meese.
Is that the plural of mooses?
Sure.
Cool.
Moosin.
Moosin?
My last prediction was that there's a
Oh.
Yes.
there's a celebrity drop in.
Mm.
Then there wasn't.
And it was.
Not unless you
and
consider.
it was
Not
all
unless
of them.
you consider the situation to be celebrity dropping.
Situation's mom.
Snooky.
is a celeb.
Man, now I wanna be in the reality show Northern Shore.
I'm pretty sure there were several other shores that spun out of this, wasn't there? Just like was there another one like
So-
Housewives?
Yeah, so
Real
there weren't-
Housewives.
that's the thing is there weren't
Isn't there
spin-offs,
real other
but there was
shores?
like the spiritual spin-offs like that where they're not taking strangers and putting them together. They just take like people from a very specific like subculture that people don't see that often, and now they're just like, look how these super rich people live. Look how
What's
like,
more specific of a subculture than 3 people that do a podcast together getting put into a cabin in the north?
Sounds great. I mean, do we get a duck phone?
Oh, dude, I'll buy you 2.
P.S. R.I.P.
Oh, I
duck
read
phone.
something that the duck phone is in the new series, but it was totally broken. So like,
I mean,
it's totally just a new duck
they
phone.
brought a new duck phone.
He smashed the duck phone. That was sad.
There was a Florabama shore.
Oh God.
Hate that.
I'm not gonna read any more about that.
Yeah, you're good. Hey, everybody, thank you for listening to First and Last. We appreciate you. Last week, if you didn't, you better rate us 5 stars, because now I'm mad at you, Dawn. Why didn't you go rate us?
I was feeling like a Derek.
No, well, you know Derek didn't do it too?
Yeah.
Don and Derek, you guys letting us down. If you want to see our new reality show, Northern Shore, tweet at us at FNL Podcast or Gmail or Facebook or scream it into the ether. We'll hear it. We've got good ears. But until next week, we appreciate you. Always. Okay, bye.
So would you guys watch this?
You guys
watch this?
You guys want to
I finished Frasier, so